How y'all doing? This is True Authority, Apostle True Authority from True Life Fire Correction Deliverance Ministries, exposing more on the topic of Jezebel and its hidden secrets and agendas that have been put in the earth for a while that nobody really paid attention to or even care to deal with because they've just been eyes wide shut, you know what I'm saying? And if you've seen that movie, don't watch it again. Don't ever put your eyes on that movie again. But we ain't gonna talk about that. Just letting folk know that the truth is here now and it's finna be exposed. What is the truth concerning marijuana? Marijuana is a natural herb from God. It's not poison. It's not poison ivy. It's not cocaine. And cocaine is not an evil drug. It's not really a drug. It's not an evil herb because it's an herb before it's a drug. It's just made into something that man can, when man tampers with something, it turns into something else that causes catastrophe in the earth. You know what I'm saying? Now, marijuana has many medical purposes, many medical healing mechanisms, you know what I'm saying? And it can really do some good for your body or, you know, any mental instability or whatever the case, any trauma. You know, they give it to PTSD patients, for the military or cancer patients or whoever. Some hospitals or some states prescribe LSD or, ecstasy for PTSD patients, for ex-military war patients. I don't know if you knew that, but I'm exposing it now. So concerning marijuana, I got to be quick about this because it's gonna blow you away. This gonna really help you see that God is really activating some promises in this hour by way of truth. So when the truth get told, the light show up because the interest of the word or the truth, which is the word, brings light. See that right there? Okay. So I just love the supernatural, and I thank God I ain't who I used to be because I didn't like who I used to be, and sometimes I still don't like who I am now. Not the supernatural I don't like, just the person I'm still trying to get rid of. But that's part of the trauma I've been through that God has given me the opportunity to use marijuana, whether it be to eat it or smoke it, to stay calm or, deal with, bring tranquility, you know what I'm saying, as balance. People say, well, all you need is God. Well, if that's the case, then why would you tell me I need some medicine? No. That's what I was telling you about the hypocrisy. Jezebel is double-minded, double-necked, forky tongue, talk out the side of their neck, and don't believe nothing they say. Jezebel will have you believing you need medicine. Really, you probably just need a blunt. Or you might need a glass of wine for your heart or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you tell somebody to need mental medication if all they needed was a balance? And what is a balance? A balance is an equivalent or separation between spirit and natural. If you got too much spiritual and you're not in touch with the natural, or you done left the natural to be all spiritual, you are over spiritual, super spiritual, and it don't mean you have a chemical imbalance. It means you have a spiritual imbalance. And everybody's supposed to have a balance. The Bible even tell you a false balance and an unjust weight is a what? An abomination. Why preachers ain't preaching that? Because they don't have a revelation. Why don't have a revelation? Because they don't have the Holy Ghost. Why they got the Holy Ghost? Because they done sold their soul to the devil. And when you say your soul to the devil, you ain't with God no more. You don't have these revelations I'm speaking. So every time I come to their church, they saying I'm powerful more than they say the preacher powerful. Or they thought the preacher was powerful until I showed up. Okay. So, fake been real till real showed up. You know what I'm saying? Okay, the evidence is clear about marijuana. Street marijuana is dangerous. Umar Johnson talked about, Dr. Umar Johnson, shout out to him, he talked about street weed. Street weed is bad. Medical marijuana is good. Why? If the doctors, now once again, back to the mental health industry, if mental medication was so good, why does it have so many side effects? Why every time you smoke a blunt from the street, you taking a risk? Why when you get medical marijuana from a dispensary or anywhere where it's as a pure source, you have no problems? Okay, let me give you an example. Now, street weed, depending on where you smoke it at, could be bad or could be good. Now, street weed, period, some people are taking dispensary weed and sell it in the street. Some people are taking street weed and selling in the street and tell you it's medical because they don't want you to know the truth. Half of them is government issued anyway, the people that's doing it. Now, the medical marijuana has no side effects. Street weed has side effects. Case in point, and I'm closing. Street weed is illegal. They lock you up for it. Medical marijuana, they won't lock you up as long as you got a prescription. So they're telling you it's legal to have weed on the street as long as you got a prescription? Yeah. So what do? You go get you a prescription for medical marijuana. It's medical marijuana, which is the purest form. He said, I give you seed-yielding herb. Genesis 2, verse 4 through 7, or something between 4 and 7. It's in the Bible. Now, the Lord said he ain't mad at nobody that smoke weed. But if you get in trouble for smoking street weed, God ain't with you on that because he wants you to get the understanding and the revelation and do your research that medical marijuana is the purest form of weed. Because if it wasn't pure, the hospitals wouldn't give it to you. Because if they give it to you, it'd be a lot of overdoses in the hospital. It'd be a lot of, okay. I'm going to be bold and say it'd be a lot of depopulation going on. And it is. Now I'm going to switch back to the street weed. That's what they're doing with the street weed. Okay, the street weed has a lot of stuff they're putting in it that's killing folk. If you look on the news, every so often you hear about folk overdosing on fentanyl. They putting fentanyl on everything. They putting fentanyl in spray bottles and spraying it on, and spraying it with, mixing it with chemicals in the bathroom, for bathroom cleaner, and spraying it all over restaurant tables. So when you come in, a person like me, if they targeting me, they gonna spray the tables. If you used to it, it ain't gonna bother you. If I ain't used to it, it's gonna try to get me mouth dry, cotton, and next thing I'm dizzy, passing out, going to sleep. That's what fentanyl does. But enough of it will give you a heart attack. It depletes the muscle lining in your body. If you ain't had enough sleep because you're running from stuff like that, then they easily can decapitate you. That's just been exposed. Now, I ain't talking about that. But the street weed has fentanyl. A lot of folk put cocaine in it. You know, both, or whatever they can to cause catastrophe to the people who's smoking it. Now, this is my case in point right here, and I'm done. Anthony Johnson from the movie Friday, known on the movie as the actor that played the role Ezel. Smokey, okay. We all know who Ezel was. He died of a fentanyl overdose, but that ain't true because he never used fentanyl. That wasn't his type of party. Now, we all know he's from the West Coast where the weed is good. So we know he smoked good weed. He smoked good out there. So the Lord revealed to me when I just plainly asked the Lord, how did he die? He told me it was from a fentanyl overdose. But I was like, so did he use it? He couldn't use it. That don't sound like him. I mean, just, the discernment and, me picking up in the spirit, that just don't sound like. He said, no, he didn't use fentanyl. His choice of drug or party or whatever, or relaxation or balance was marijuana and cocaine. He used cocaine on a regular, not powder, not crack, but cocaine, cocaina. He laced his blunts. He used to smoke dirties. Some people knew it, some people didn't. But the ones who knew it was the ones who played a trick on him and laced it with fentanyl, gave him some of that, and he died. Now, if you think I'm lying about him using cocaine, watch some of his videos before he died up until the time he died, and he looked like Bobby Brown. Wire mouth. Okay, how do I know? I used to be a cocaine addict, so I know what it's like to be out of pocket, dialing out, If you look at his videos, he got the wire mouth. Am I lying? No, I'm not. So he died of an overdose because somebody spiked his blunt. Like somebody would spike somebody's drink. You know what I'm saying? So, done with that. That's all I want to say concerning marijuana. But if you got a problem, talk to God. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody I know that on Reading Rainbow used to say.
But you don't have to take my word for it.
I'll holler at y'all.